Hello, 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 my friends. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. Hello from Texas. Are you guys seeing all of these offers for mentorship programs, but you're still feeling like you don't need that piece in your business? Over the next several minutes, I'm going to walk you through how Katrina has literally 10x'd her business, you guys, with the use of our program and our community. So first, if this is the first time that you are stopping by, my name is Kacie Tross. I'm an organic marketing strategist that has nixed the old ways of prospecting. And you guys have catalyzed a new era of the entrepreneur. I help people build their businesses online the non-sleazy way, because let's be honest, we have all been there. And like I said in this video, you guys, I'm going to show you how mentorship is most likely the key that you have been missing in the acceleration of your own business. So let's get started. And in saying that, you guys, what is better than hearing the information directly from the source? So if you had not seen my post, I have an amazing surprise for you, because I actually have the amazing Chef Katrina with me right now live. I'm so excited. Yay! I thought, what's better than to hear it directly from the source, right? So you guys, if you do not know who this amazing individual is, she first started out as a chef in Disney. So that in itself is freaking impressive. And then from there, she took it from being in that space of corporate, went into entrepreneurship, and is now the top 5 Pinterest individual and coaching in that area in the world. So, I mean, who better than to talk about this whole entire journey than her and bringing it directly from herself? So, my friend, I am so glad you could stop by.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I first really wanted to touch upon, I touched upon a little bit, kind of where you've come from in that corporate world, and making that switch from there into entrepreneurship.
Yeah, so great question. So I started off, honestly, my journey for entrepreneurship started before I got to Disney. I remember heading into college at the time, and I was given a book called The Rich Dad, Poor Dad's Guide to like what the wealthy teach that the middle class and poor do not. And I remember reading this book on my drive across the country. Now, I wasn't driving and reading at the same time. I'm just saying I remember reading this book and was fascinated by the information that I was reading in there, so much so that I thought, I want to do this one day. But first I have to get some experience, right? So that kind of started me looking at everything a little differently. So I was a chef at Disney for 12 years. And I remember that one day I got a package from my mom, and it was from a network marketing company. I didn't know what it was, but I was curious. And I opened up that package. I called my mom. She said, take the product. I said, okay. She said, go to a meeting. I said, okay. She said, join the company. I said, okay. And that led me to looking at online marketing. And I became very curious about, how do you build a business? How do you actually take this into the world? So from chef to kind of getting my toes wet. Like some of you guys are probably network marketers that are watching. So you kind of dip your toes in, you're trying to figure out how to do this. From there, I actually created a game called Cash Flow by Robert Kiyosaki. I put together a group locally because I wanted to meet more people like me. We got together, and inside of that, I was made an offer to own a restaurant. So I got a restaurant. I opened it and closed it in 9 months. And that experience really kind of started the true journey of being an entrepreneur, because I let myself learn through that experience and then come here with you today.
That's amazing. That is an amazing journey. And that's just the beginning, you guys. So that's just getting into that true entrepreneurship and experiencing that for that first 9 months. But it gets better, y'all. It gets better. So
It does.
So I remember you talking about really the first time that you had experienced mentorship and how that kind of made that flip a switch in your thought process moving forward in your entrepreneurial journey. Would you mind sharing that with us?
Yeah. So for me, what I discovered early on was that I don't know everything. And having owned the restaurant, the one thing both my business partner and I walked away with was we wish we had mentorship when we owned the restaurant. We wish we had somebody to go and ask our questions to, and we didn't. We really were kind of flying by the seats of our pants. Didn't work out because we ended up having to close the business, right?
Yeah.
So when I left Disney and I wanted to start building online, the first thing I had to do was get a coach. And the one area that I wanted to be coached in was YouTube. So I actually paid for and attended a 3-day training and got mentorship from a YouTube video coach. If it wasn't for her, this journey that I'm on now and where I'm at today, Kacie, would never have happened. Like, that's how critical coaching was to the success of my business.
That's powerful. I remember hearing that story directly from your mouth. I was watching another interview, and you could just see in your eyes how much that meant to you. So I definitely wanted to touch upon that today.
It's critical.
It
really is.
I know personally for me as well, it flipped a switch inside me when I had other people there supporting me and pushing me along the way. And I feel like I was able to blossom more because it's not that lightning strike for sure. It's definitely a blossom and it takes that time. So yes. I feel like I was germinating, but I just to get full force. So from there, so you but you started, I guess is the first word. You started on YouTube. Yep. And then where did you go from there? Because we obviously know that you're amazing on Pinterest.
Yeah. So crazy enough, I actually started with blogging. At the time that I got online 15 years ago and was starting to learn this world of online marketing, Facebook was just in its infancy. It didn't have ads yet. Twitter was just getting new. I mean, there was the world of social media, the digital media as we know it today, was just a baby. So the only thing that we were teaching back then was have a website, have a blog, learn to blog, and then leverage the digital media to get more exposure back to your blog. Mm. So I started there. And one of the things that when you start talking blogging, it's keywords, which tied into YouTube because YouTube's also about keywords. How do you get found? And so I started there. And the reason I actually had to do that is because my video coach, because to have a video coach, you have to sell a product, just so you know. So I started selling a blogging course. So I built a blogging course while I was learning to blog and had next to no results in terms of lead generation, but I was selling a course because I knew other people had success and I borrowed their success to sell my course.
You do it sometimes.
So, right. So I borrowed that and then I got into blogging. I got into YouTube. And then from there, I joined a digital marketing company. I was an affiliate for them because I saw the vision behind learning more about the digital marketing side and they were leading the way at the time. Mm-hmm. So I joined them and I just got really curious. Everything that anybody asked a question around, I was like, I don't know, I'll go figure that out. So I became kind of like the go-to person answering questions inside this digital community that I didn't know anything about digital marketing, which led to me being a community manager, which led to me being director of client experience, which led to me then building my own business.
That's amazing. Yeah. I mean, I knew that you had been with that specific company. I didn't realize the acceleration of yourself throughout it. That's amazing. Yeah. So just by being curious and going and looking. So another tip for y'all. Curiosity is key. So I'm dropping knowledge I didn't even know you were going to drop today. Mm-hmm. So from this community, so you're in here, you're moving up, you're learning all of this amazing information about marketing. Yep. What made you, or what intrigued you, I guess would be the better word, to come into this community that we are both a part of and going that route with mentorship?
So there is a moment where you always outgrow mentors, right? If you don't, then your mentor is awesome because they're keeping ahead of you, right? Which is actually what you want in mentorship, especially if you're going to work with somebody. You want them to keep pushing themselves just so that everybody continues to grow, right? Mm-hmm. So one of the things is after I started my own business, I was back again to being my own entrepreneur, and I again wasn't connected to a community. And I just remember, again, coming back off of that whole thing when I owned a restaurant, I said, I really wish there was a community of entrepreneurs that were in the same space like me that could, wanted to build a business, right? And so I got a phone call from a friend of mine, and she goes, hey, I've got this project that I'm getting involved in. It's about helping entrepreneurs grow, scale their business through education and training. Would you be interested in being a part of this? And I was like, yes, because I was both looking to educate, because I love that. That's my, for Pinterest, that became my trifecta event, because blogging, YouTube, and Pinterest, all SEO based. Yeah. So they kind of merged together. And when I was asked to teach this, I was like, I'd love to have more entrepreneurs learn Pinterest. And at the same time, I was hoping that I would also find an opportunity or community that I could grow with and learn from. And that's exactly what happened.
That's amazing. It's just that, so all of these little things that just happen to come up on your life, that little phone call. So if that person didn't make that phone call, that's crazy.
Scared to death to make the call too, by the way, petrified. I found out later, I was on their chicken list, she'll never say yes.
That's funny.
Really it is.
So after you came into this community, what were you seeing in your own business? Were there changes in the acceleration of your own business?
So one of the things I will tell you, one of the things I love about this community that we're part of is I've always known that you should thank, appreciate, and be generous to people, right? Disney taught me that. Disney says you always go above and beyond. One of the things we deal with as an entrepreneur, especially online, is that we're told to give a lot, give value, give time, give everything like that. And we're also developing our brand, and we don't have any money when we first get started. Let's be honest. It's a little tight budget-wise to get a lot of the things that we want done. Yep. So one of the things that really fascinated me is that they had an incentive program that I could tap into that didn't cost me anything, that I could literally put to work right away into my business. And I was like, I'm in. Because that for me changed how my business went, because now I got into be in the gratitude of my business instead of just the working of my business. And I don't know if you guys are watching this and you're seeing this for the first time, the gratitude of being in business changes your whole perspective of how you do business. If you can lead through gifting something away as an incentive that makes a difference in people's life, that actually could alter people's ability to go out and see the world, that's the type of incentive that makes an impact. And that's what I found within this community. And I was like, oh, I'm all in.
Yeah. Yeah. I did not realize or know about incentivized marketing until I came into this community. And my eyes were like, oh my God, how did I not know about this? And then being able to, you touched upon as well, that it's not necessarily a pivot to from whatever you're doing, that it's in a great addition to. That's what I noticed as well. So I was able to kind of add these extra little pieces into what I was already doing to accelerate that growth. So I think that's really key as well. So that's what's different, I guess you could say.
Yeah. And for the first time, there's a community. So what also intrigued me about this is that the community is based on serving entrepreneurs. It's truly of a servant mindset, because the three pillars it's based around are the three things we all deal with as entrepreneurs. We want access to phenomenal training. We want to be able to contribute to the training, right? And a lot of the times to get into courses, products, and services, you have to have these outrageous claims of numbers and figures and everything else. And I think sometimes there are small entrepreneurs that have done extraordinary things that we miss or overstep. So the fact that this community rewards us for being an entrepreneur and allows us to contribute to the education of other entrepreneurs, I think is very much key. Because Kacie, there's things I've learned from you that I didn't know. I remember being on a training with you and I was like, you can do that, right? Because I never would have found that myself if it wasn't for the training you had done, right? So access to good education, good training is key. Yeah. Access to benefits that can help you build your business, like that incentive program, access to a shopping system where I can buy things for my business. I'm not selling anything and I'm not being sold anything. I just have access to tools. I know I'm going to travel for business. And the fact that they give that as a piece of the puzzle, that I can get discounts, significant discounts to save money, every entrepreneur should be taking advantage of that.
Yeah.
Right. Like
Definitely.
really, like you have expenses. Why do you want high expenses? The whole point is to keep more money in your pocket. So you want to find systems and programs that allow for you to keep more money in your business so that you can live a laptop lifestyle and do more with it. So those were really, really key when I found out about this community, because it was super important to know that.
Yeah. You touched on everything that I love about it. And more, just things that that you don't really think about until you are introduced to them, like, oh wow, this piece was missing from my puzzle, like the incentivized marketing. So just things like that. And being able to train as well, because I didn't really know that I wanted to do that and pursue that until I came into this community and just signed up and jumped in. And it flipped for me totally. And I realized what I wanted to truly do by doing that. I was uncomfortable, but curious and moving forward. And yes, so I love it as well. I love the community.
And you said everything an entrepreneur should be. They should be curious, uncomfortable, and moving forward. Like that is exactly what the experience of being an entrepreneur is.
Yep.
Always.
Yep. Curiosity is key. Because look what it got you.
You were like, curiosity.
It sounds interesting. Let's go ahead and do it. That's the reason why I'm there as well. So the curiosity is amazing. Oh my gosh, you guys, how amazing was this? Just to get a little glimpse into the life of who is Chef Katrina, where she's come from, the amazing things that she's doing in our community. Thank you so much for stopping by. And you guys, if you are looking to jump into this same program that chef just described, helping her literally 10x the acceleration of her business, y'all, 10x. Drop that accelerate below. We have a great masterclass that is actually starting next Monday, and you could get a little sneak peek into our community and what we have to offer. So it's actually an amazing time. So we can get you hooked up with that. If you know anyone as well that is missing out on this key, expediting their own business, feel free to tag them below. Feel free to share. Everything is public for that reason, you guys. And we cannot wait, both of us, to see you on this path of success with us. Have a great weekend, you guys. See you at the masterclass.